Alright, here we go. We are back with game number 9 of the TyRanT War number 2, Legends versus Warlords. It's currently 4-4, and there are 10 games in the series, so this is our penultimate game. And as much as ever, it's just as important that they want to win. So let's have a look who we've got, and let's see what the map is all about, because I don't think I've ever seen Reservoir in play before. So down to the southeast of the map in the grey, we've got Jordan 23 playing as the Chinese. Ni hao. Over to the south of the map in the yellow, we've got the Viper playing as the Vikings. Over to his left on the sort of southwest of the map in the blue, we've got Cab playing as the Britons. And over to the far left, far west of the map, in the pink, we've got Doubt playing as the Teutons. On the other team, for the Warlords, we've got Slam in the flank position on the sort of northwest of the map. He's playing in green as the Chinese. At the very top of the map, in the orange, we've got Badgiofro playing as the Teutons. Over to his right, in the red, we've got Fire playing as the Vikings. And, pardon me, last but not least, over to the far east of the map, in the teal, we've got Riot playing as the Britons. So this map looks pretty interesting, actually. It's called Reservoir, and it's kind of, I imagine, what Baltic is like if it had an island in the middle. Although saying that, it looks to me like the water is kind of on a hill, but no, it's not. Okay. So, yeah, you've got this big area in the center of water, lots and lots of fish, and you've got a ton of gold in the middle as well. But this is really kind of weird, because you can't really protect this gold with castles and such. I mean, you could put a castle in the middle here, maybe two, I don't think you'd be able to get two in there comfortably, though. And that's all down. Sorry, it's all downhill from the water. So, you know, attacking downhill here is going to just be devastating for anyone actually gathering gold. In fact, it might be difficult to even place mining camps and stuff here. So, really interesting kind of map, and this pit in the center is so strange. It's definitely going to be important to take water on this map. Now, it seems to me like everybody has a big gold and a secondary gold. So there's definitely plenty of gold outside of their town centres to keep them going initially, that is for sure. You know, there's plenty of gold on the outside, so I don't think it's going to be so crucial to take the gold in the middle for quite some time, but it's definitely going to be important at some stage. And obviously, everybody is going to be fighting for the water to some degree. Would also be interested to see if players decide to do a feudal rush. At all, because I mean, if you think about it, both flanks here are fairly close. We've got Slam versus I think it's Slam. We've got Doubt versus Slam at the north of the map, and we've got Jordan versus Riot at the south of the map. So you could kind of think that, okay, well, we might see some feudal pressure. Nicely done by Jordan there, though. Taking out Riot's scout very early on. Riot even had his villager there to help, but he didn't quite manage it. So, really good from Jordan, actually taking that scout down, using that hill advantage there. Gonna put a dock of his own as well. So, yeah, I was going to say, the thing here, we could see some feudal pressure on the land, because it's kind of a big wall off to make if you were to wall this entirely. Very difficult to do in the Dark Age as well, because you kind of, you know, your Dark Age is really focused on having a good Dark Age, making sure all your villagers are working and taking as much food as you can, as fast as you can. But if you start walling up and stuff, you end up spending a lot of villager time doing that, a lot of wood doing that. It's quite costly. So it'll be interesting to see if the flanks probably battle it out on the land, as well as people, or probably the pockets, fighting on the water. Another thing as well is that actually the land slopes downwards from the centre lake as well. So not only does it slope downwards in the middle, it also slopes downwards on the outside, which means that any galleys up here will again have attack bonuses downhill, which means that later on in the game, if cannon galleons come out and that stuff, it could be very devastating if you haven't got the water control. So I think water control here going to, of course, be very important, as with any game that has a large body of water. But I think the fact that you can attack on the land also makes it a little bit more interesting, and adds a little bit of excitement to it as well. So we'll wait and see what happens, I guess. Jordan 23 probably going to be going up to feudal in just a second's time after his next villager, and you know, we'll probably keep an eye on him as well. It seems like actually... Oh yeah, of course. He's got fishing ships out, so he's not going to be going up just yet. He will probably be going up in just a moment. I'm going to speed things up slightly on here to 56 rather than 50. Just for a little bit of a speed boost. Not too fast that we can't see what's happening, but fast enough so that we don't have to sit around for ages waiting for something to happen. So the pocket players in this game, it could be very interesting to see, you know, how many fishing ships they actually go for here. Now, obviously, if the flank players are going to be attacking on the land, it could be very possible or very viable for the pocket players to actually, instead of going for a really fast castle, make a few galleys and actually try and take out the fishing ships on the water. You know, the flank players could go for some water as well, but if they do that, of course, they could leave themselves wide open to a land attack. And I'll be interested to see if any of them do actually do a land attack. It seems just at first glance that that's not going to happen. We've got Slam moving all of his villagers to wood. Same for Doubt here, and the same for Jordan and Riot as well. It seems like they're all just going to go for the water, even though there's no walls, nothing stopping them from attacking on the land here. And I don't know what I think about that. I think that's probably a missed opportunity, if anything. I mean, you're completely open to your enemy, and they are completely open to you, but you're just going to pretend there's a wall there and focus on the water anyway. I don't know what I think of that. I like to see action on land, and I'm probably kind of biased towards that because I kind of think that just watching galleys going around in circles is not as exciting, to be honest. But it seems odd to me that they wouldn't even attempt something on the land at the cost of losing their water. Interesting. So let's have a look at the pocket players. It seems to me like Viper and Cab are both going to be doing a feudal rush. Fire adding in a few more fishing ships. Bagiofro isn't. And in actual fact, everybody here going for a pretty fast feudal time actually. And it seems like we're going to see grushing from everybody initially, even the pocket players doing a 3-dock grush. And you know, that is a little bit more common on maps where the water is in the center, because if you think about it, the distance between Fire's dock and Jordan's dock, it's not far. That really isn't that far. Whereas if it was islands, you know, it's a long way between all the land masses to actually, you know, get to your opponent and do a galley rush, which is why the pocket players tend to feudal rush, castle rush a little bit more. But this is interesting. This is good. I like this. Jordan 23 adding in an archery range at the back here, and sure, he's going for some water as well. Perhaps might not be able to make as many galleys as Riot here, but this is nice. He's putting up 2 archery ranges. He's actually going to go for it. I'm happy about that decision. When I saw him do that switch to wood and everything, I kind of had the feeling he'd go out all out on the water. But in actual fact, Viper's going to come over here and help him out, and Jordan's going to go with archers on the land. But look at this fast wall from Riot. I think Riot knew about this. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so Fog of War on. Riot sees nothing. But he probably checked it with a palisade. He probably did, and now he's open. So he's not open. There is an open bit here though, which Jordan could go around and even prevent villagers from going to this area if Jordan sends some archers there. And in fact, Riot's going to wall that up with stone. Interesting decision. Look at this though, Tower from Doubt here. Not a great location. Could be over here a little bit better. But we are seeing a little bit of aggression on the flanks, which I like. I do like that. That is good. But Jordan here definitely headed off and not having the best time in the world. 2v2 on the left hand side. Slam and Bagiofro just going for it with Cab and Doubt grouping together here as well. Of course, no fletching from anyone yet, as it is a little bit early. But is Doubt really going to tower rush that much? He's actually taking 3 villagers on stone here. It's interesting to see them modify their builds to be able to do this, and that tower was really not that good. It's not doing anything really, you know. But he is going to tower this this wood here, and I think Slam will see that. I would be surprised if Slam did not see that. Let's have a quick look at him. Wow. Okay, he does not see it. He's got no clue. He could check it with a palisade, but I don't think he'll do that. That's pretty nasty. Slam, of course, going to lose that wood there. He has got a wood on the right side. He could take some wood back here as well, but you know that's a good location for Doubt. Over this side, though, Viper is having a good job taking out Riot's fishing ships. Riot losing the water, it seems, very much losing the water. And Jordan's just going for it. He's trying to bust his way through Riot's walls with these villagers, with these archers, even with this tower here. And, you know, it looks like he's getting through. Riot caught a little bit off guard, and you know he did initially intend to go for a 3-dock rush. Instead, he's been beaten by the Viper here. Viper now with fletching Riot without, and he's lost his fishing ships as well, losing one there and another two even on the other side. One escapes, but Riot's in a horrible position now. Archers are into his economy, and well, Jordan's just gonna sit in there with these villagers and well try and take these palisades down. He has got +1 as well, which means that Jordan could be taking these units down very quickly. And Riot is in a mess at the moment. Really not good for him. Definitely not good at all. Doubt's trushing is continuing on this left-hand side. I like that a lot, forcing Slam away from the wood. But of course, he has been able to redistribute those villagers. But the thing is as well, considering that both flanks are actually attacking on land, the Viper's team is still ahead. They're still actually ahead, which is really quite impressive. You know, on the water, okay, my bad. They're not actually ahead on the water. I thought they were. It looked to me like they were. But in fact, I thought Slam was on their team for some reason. So Slam's got a reasonable amount of galleys here, actually. And he's going to try and take down some of these fishing ships. This is pretty good for him. And, well, Doubt needs to move into position, I think. But Viper's been pushed back from Fire. Fire's got a good mass of galleys there. And Cap's having a great game at the moment. Definitely doing a good job with the galleys here. He's got quite a few galleys out. He's even chasing down some of Slam's fishing ships. He's keeping everyone on their toes by the looks of things. But Viper's forced to go back, and of course Jordan doesn't have anything on the water at the moment, but he has got this. This is looking really nice for him. Watchtower going up for Riot though, and well, Jordan could get a couple of villager picks here if he sits under the tower. Could do that one pretty comfortably. Got to be careful though, because these archers will die very quickly to the tower if they're not careful. But villagers taking the tower down, attacking that one, doing a lot of good damage there. And that tower, if it goes down, it's going to be horrible because, well, Riot's having to keep building more. Building more and building more. It's costing him a lot of stone, and this is really not kind of what he wants. Jordan, a good score lead over Riot at the moment, but I think that's mostly due to the fact he's got a lot of archers out. Jordan's just going to go around and maybe even go to Fire. I think, you know, if you went to Fire now, that could be horrible. Fire, you know, playing as the Vikings, he's got a good lead on the water at the moment. He's even had an advantage over the Viper. Though Viper seems like he should be able to pull this one back with the help of his teammates. I don't know though, actually. Slam and Bad Joker with a ton of galleys out here. It's going to be very difficult for Viper's team to hold the water, I think. But as I was saying, if Jordan did go to Fire now, Fire would be very undefended. In actual fact, Fire's just putting up a watchtower in his wood and, you know, taking those precautions by walling it up. But definitely not what he wants to be doing. Now, Cab's up to the Castle Age. Viper and Badger are up to the Castle Age. Fire is not, though. And this is kind of, I don't know, a little bit risky. They have gone up to the Castle Age pretty quickly, and they've lost the water. Which does mean that, you know, they could have a pretty tough time taking it back, even if they do get up to Castle, because they might lose their docks. They might not be able to do enough damage with their galleys. You know, they're just purely outnumbered, which is not good. But the pressure that Doubt and Jordan are putting on the flanks could be, you know, more than enough to make up for the lack of water here. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But this is looking pretty good for the Legends at the moment. They've got the overall score lead just. Cab's just got up to Castle now, and it looks like, yeah, he's going to be making War Galley very soon. Jordan's into Fire's base, looking to do some damage, but running into towers everywhere he goes. That's never good. And he's kind of got Riot surrounded as well. Riot's economy is in tatters now. He's got very little wood income. In fact, he's got no wood income at all. And he's well, taking quite a bit of stone, a little bit of food, but, you know, it's not ideal in the slightest. Meanwhile, Doubt pressuring Slam on the other flank. And Doubt's nearly castle as well. He's halfway up, and then he's going to be adding in some knights. You can see he's doing bloodlines there. So that's looking pretty good for them. Viper has got the war galley done, but as I was saying, you know, he's massively outnumbered here. Fire and Slam are just going to fight this, regardless of the fact they're outnumbered. And Viper's probably going to lose that fight. I mean, he's not got that many war galleys. So, as I was saying, you know, the water will, it seems, go towards the Warlords team. Legends, though, still have Cab. Cab's still got quite a few war galleys out. In fact, Doubt's still got some as well. I didn't even realise he had them there. They were kind of blending in a little bit. But I don't know how I feel about this. I think if Doubt gets up to castle very soon, which he will do, and upgrades to war galley as well, they could actually push fire off of the water here, because it almost is 2v1. I mean, Slam's not going to be making many galleys now. Sorry, 2v2. Slam's not going to be making many galleys now. It's just Badger and Fire who are doing that. Jordan trying to wall this up and actually losing villagers to these galleys from Riot there. But he's still looking pretty good back here. He's still doing quite a bit of damage, restricting Fire's movement at the very least. And I can hear villagers attacking things. Where am I hearing that? Oh, okay. It was Riot trying to take down that watchtower from Jordan, but Jordan's chasing him down with archers. Oh, poor Riot, losing so many villagers here. Badger is sending some knights over, though. Good choice to do that. Of course, Jordan's trying to wall up with stone here to keep himself safe from any knight raiding that may be coming in. And the Legends team up to Castle Age in pretty good time, actually. I think that, yeah, everyone's up to castle now, aside from Riot. Everybody else is up, which is not actually too bad. I was going to say, I thought Slam maybe would be delayed a little bit more from this pressure that Doubt is putting on, but he's still up as well. Not bad from him. And it's just Riot now, who's going to have a very tough time, I think, because he's not had any gold income for a while. He's still taking a lot of stone as well. Badger really helping out with the knights, as I say, but Jordan's going to be walled up very soon. And now Jordan's castle, he can just work on perhaps going back for the water. He could just, I don't know what he's going to do. He's actually being slung by the Viper. Interesting. You know, he could add in some more TCs and just get a little bit of a boom on as the Chinese here. He's got a lot of resources being paid to him, though. And it makes me wonder what he's doing. Ah, there we go. He's back here. I was going to say, he's got to be up to something. He can't just be sitting in his base making nothing at all. He's actually making knights back here. And I wondered why Viper would be slinging in any case. So Viper's playing the Vikings, so it makes perfect sense to sling in a lot of situations. Jordan 23 then, Knights back on the right side. I forgot he was building back here. And actually doing a pretty good job. He's got the upgrade advantage over Badger. He has got the +2 defense upgrade there. And now, of course, he can start raiding Riot. He's starting to raid Fire. And this is looking really nice for them. This is looking really nice. Although they have lost water still, so there's always that. Meanwhile though, Doubt, look at this on the left side. Slam's going to lose his first TC. And Doubt's overwhelming him with knights. This is a fantastic game from the Legends here. You know, this forward, or this sneak from Jordan is just perfect. And they're kind of making the fact that water here is not going to matter all that much when you've got knights and running in your base. So there's the TC down from for Slam. And Jordan's just continuing to raid in here, adding in some rams of his own, taking down this watchtower with his knights. This is looking fantastic, and of course, Viper's just going to keep slinging it on so that Jordan can keep upgrading and keep adding in knights. He's just done bloodlines now, and poor Riot is still feudal and he's losing more villagers to the knights. Matter of time now, of course, before rams make it over there as well. And, well, Jordan's just going to have a fun time over this side, I feel. What is Slam going to do? Slam adding in a couple of camels but it's not many. He doesn't have a whole lot of gold income. Well, it's not even the gold income that's the problem, it's the food income. I don't think Slam has enough food income here. He's down to, yeah, 57 food, and he can only just keep villagers coming out of 1 TC. He's only got 3 or 4 farmers, which is pretty nasty indeed. No more more fishing ships. This play from Doubt on this left side has been fantastic. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. This is a great game so far. So Jordan looking pretty good again on this right side, as I say. Still raiding Slam here somewhat. It's not Slam, Riot even. And Cab still the top scorer here. And I wonder what he's doing to be able to top score this. Maybe he's slinging Doubt, perhaps, but he's gone up to 4 TCs, 5 TCs in fact, doing a huge boom. In fact, Cab may be going to the Imperial Age very soon. I'll keep an eye on that. But look at this, Doubt gonna take this TC down from Slam here as well, and that's 2 town centres down for Slam. Slam, what's he got? He's got 2 stone. He's not got enough to make a new one. Oh, he has. He's making a new one back here, but the upgrades on these knights are, I believe, yeah, in favour of Doubt. So even if Slam builds this TC, it's still not going to stand. And there's the GG. Fantastic play from the Legends. Really, really well done. They did put quite a bit of effort into the water and the fuel age, but after that they eased back, and with Jordan having this base here, with Doubt having a great forward on Slam, they just absolutely stormed that once they got to Castle. Of course, the Viking playing for the sling, and I think it was definitely worked out. I mean, it was a little bit of a risky strategy, because if they couldn't finish their opponents on the flank, then obviously water would have become much more important in the late game with this gold. But you know, they recognised that they had enough gold back at home, and they just slung it, and it worked really, really well. Sling is a very powerful strategy if used correctly. Poor Riot didn't even make it out of the feudal age there, as he was just under a constant pressure from Jordan. And I like the fact that they went for the land. As I was saying at the start of this game, I was disappointed when I saw they were all going for a water build, but I was relieved when I saw that Jordan and Doubt were making something happen on the flank.